Well, protein is an essential nutrient in our daily diets, and according to the International Food Information Council, nearly 3/4 of Americans tried to increase their protein intake in 2024.
But is it possible to actually have too much protein in your diet? Our 9 News health expert, Dr. Payal Kohli, joins us now to talk more about it. Good morning.
Good morning. You guys take protein?
I do.
I just try to eat it naturally.
I
but
do,
I've
yeah.
Always
Both.
wondered it, like, how much do you actually need? Can you overdo it? So how much does a person need?
Yes, so it's really important for us to calculate how much we actually need. Protein is one of those 3 macronutrients that's essential: protein, fats, and carbohydrates. And as you said, there's been a protein craze lately.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to want to take the protein shake. So I want you to take your weight in pounds, divided by 2.2, that puts it in kilograms, and then multiply that times 0.8 grams per day. So that's about 50 to 60 grams for the average adult. Now the caveat here is if you've just had an illness or hospitalization, you probably need 1.5 to twice that. Okay. If you're an athlete or you're trying to build muscle like Jordan has here, then you probably need more protein as well. So it really does depend, and as you age, your protein requirements can change.
I think one thing to point out too, if you're doing something like a powder, you got to watch how much hydration you have throughout the day too, because I think people are struggling with their kidney function right now because they're taking in too much protein, but they're not washing it down with enough water.
That's absolutely right. So 2 things happen when you take in too much protein. And I see young people coming into my clinic with high kidney levels, and I scratching my head and saying, what are you doing? And they said, oh, I take creatine or I take a whey protein every day. So one is the point you made, Jordan, is that when you're having protein, you're not having other things like fiber, like water, so that can affect your kidney function. But the second is that excess protein, the body has to get rid of it. It doesn't just sit there. So it either turns it into extra weight, so you can start to gain weight if you're taking too much protein. Those are calories. It turns it into energy. So if you're an athlete burning it off, that's great, building muscle. Or it makes your kidneys get rid of it, in which case it can stress out the kidneys and actually bump your kidney function. Now, for patients with chronic kidney disease, it can actually accelerate damage to the kidneys. But for most healthy people, it just causes constipation, weight gain, and maybe abnormal kidney numbers.
As you get older, do you have to increase your protein?
This is something that people think, oh, I'm not as active anymore, I need to cut down. It's the opposite. You actually need 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram. So that formula is a little different. And the reason is we start losing our muscle mass at the age of 30. That's when it starts to go down. That's called sarcopenia. So we need more protein to build that. Our muscles also get resistant to protein as we age. So taking in the same amount of protein, it's called anabolic resistance. The muscles don't react to build muscle in the same way. So we actually have to overwhelm the muscles with more protein.
Now, I got really lucky that back from my gymnastics days, I had coaches with nutritional backgrounds that were able to help me measure out all of this. But one thing that I've always wondered is, does it matter what time of day we take our protein, and what time of day is optimal if that's the case?
Yes, it does matter. So what do most people do? They don't eat much at breakfast, they eat a little bit at lunch, maybe some salmon or something, and at dinner is where they eat the protein. You actually want to evenly space it out during the day to overcome that anabolic resistance. You really want, let's say, 25, 25, 25 grams. And that means your breakfast has to be really mindful. It can't be carb heavy like donuts or bagels or anything like that.
That was our breakfast.
Yeah, I heard that. Linda brought in some donuts, I heard.
Yep.
But you want to make sure you have like an egg in the morning, or cottage cheese, or Greek yogurt, or things, as you said, Corey, that are naturally very rich in protein.
Real quick, if someone, like we're stuck on the desk for a long period of time, it's kind of hard to eat an egg or whatever, and it's easier sometimes to do it in powder form. I know they have pea proteins and whey proteins. What kind of protein supplement should we be looking for?
A good sort of general protein is whey protein if you don't have sensitivities to milk, because it's milk derived and you're not vegan or vegetarian. Pea protein is more vegan vegetarian, same for soy protein. It's a good idea to supplement from time to time with a shake if you're falling behind. So don't make it a staple, because then you're sort of messing with additives and other types of things. But if you are falling behind, you can't eat an egg in the morning, then it's not a bad idea to get a whey protein shake or even a soy milk in your latte or whatever.
All right. Good advice right there. Dr. Kohli, thank you very much.